September. So the whole month of August, you'll be getting your book and you're started. Don't worry now. We're gonna use one chapter at a time. Everybody gonna read one chapter at a time, and then we will discuss it. Thanks. So this is how you do. Black Titanic 65 at yahoo.com. Black Titanic 65 at yahoo.com is going to be my email address. So, you guys will be able to remember that, right? Black Titanic 65 at yahoo.com. So let me zoom on this. Black Titanic, African Aurora, right? Read about this wonderful woman, Aunt Mary. She's everybody auntie. Aunt Malinda, Aunt Malinda. We will be sharing Aunt Malinda's stories. We're going to have a great time, you guys. Anyway, I want the whole world to know about my auntie who died on the Titanic. Thank you. Don't forget. Get those orders in so we can get started on the book clubs. Members only. We got to start a members only. Now it's going to only be $2.99. From Pinky. But look what's going on. We're going to have membership only. And in this membership only, we're going to have a book club. Yeah. Welcome to the home of Black Titanic. Nosy Rosie Graham, thank you for being here. And all the Titanians and Potentials, thank you for being here. Anyway, you guys, today we will be taking out of the book, The Black Titanic. You guys know this is the book reading day. Today is the club book reading, you guys. But in addition, you guys, I wrote this book right here too. This book right here is called Angels and the Time of Trouble, you guys. That's what this book is about. And I wrote this book out of visions. I was having a lot of visions. And so I just wrote down whatever I saw in visions. And it's focused on angels. Y'all know angels is nothing but our ancestors, you guys. A lot of us think of angels as just winged creatures flying around that we can't see, but really they're just your dead loved ones. So this is called Angels in Time of Trouble. And this book right here is called The Thug's Passion. Yeah, that Thug's Passion. I wrote that book to heal myself because I had lots and lots of my share of Martell hopes. But anyway, welcome to the home of Black Titanic, y'all. Happy Sabbath to everyone. Today we will be looking at women's violence, you guys. I'm gonna show a clip on the. I don't know if y'all remember Daniel Holtzclaw. Daniel Holtzclaw. 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 That's how you pronounce his name. Daniel Holtzclaw. He was a cop, y'all, and he was a serial offender. And he would get these black women often in, hey, Pinky the housewife, good morning. He would get these black women, mostly in high crime area that he knew that maybe was on drugs, or he'd catch them with drugs, and he would violate them sexually. Yeah. Eventually, they called him. They gave him over 50 years. So the past reflect the future. And that's what we're talking about. Y'all know we talked about Ijoma, the little teenager girl that was violated on in the Black Titanic book, where that coach stabbed her and left her for dead. The past reflect the future. Yeah. And Aunt Malinda and Ellen, they were almost violated on that boat, but thankful to the black man, Ernest and Dave, who came to their rescue. But black women have always go all the way back from slavery days. We have been abused and violated and often ignored and had no platform whatsoever to speak out. We couldn't speak out back in the slavery days and the Jim Crow days. Now, in the Jim Crow days, we'll be looking at Miss Reese Taylor. I don't know if you guys know about Reese Taylor, but that is a historical Amber Alert, you guys. That is a historical event where, she was violated by 7 clear people, clear men, you guys. Esau, yeah. She identified her serial offenders, but nothing was never done about it. But she never stopped talking back down there in the Jim Crow days. She never stopped talking. She wanted justice, and where although, we as black women know we probably won't get no justice, but we speak out in other ways, right? Y'all know that history has revealed black women are often ignored, even for everything. If we're violated, missing black women, we're ignored, right? And we're not even given a public platform. The media probably won't even speak out about us or cover our stories, you guys. But black women has always resisted, and we always found a way to make our voice heard. It could come out in behaviors. Yeah. Look what Rosa Parks had, resilience. What was going on with her? She had resilience in her behavior. She stood up, you guys. We must tell our own story, like Miss Lacey, like my Aunt Malinda aboard the Titanic. She didn't keep it. Them and a little bitty little teenager Ijama on that ship, they did not keep their violation quiet. They told. We have to tell our own story. Sometimes they're gonna ignore our cry and our pain, but we have to put our boots on the ground and just try to insist that we have justice, like Miss Reese Taylor, y'all. Right? Oftentimes we'll go on down there to the sheriff office ourselves, y'all, or take these cases to the court. We have to demand our own justice. And a lot of times they look at us as if we are lying. But this is what the story is following up on: female violence. All that violence was aboard the Titanic. Last time I talked to you guys about Ijoma being violated on board the Titanic. Now, how about the pastors? Do they not have a duty in the communities, you guys, to speak out against? Hey, our leader, Joy and Grand Rising, do they not have a duty, these pastors, to speak out against all this violence and going on in the black community, you guys? We barely hear sermons on that, right? But we as black women have to speak out. Y'all know they got that Miss Burke, that's the founder of the Me Too movement. She offered a platform for black women to come forth. Now I heard that they said that she was too. Check this out, y'all. You have all kinds of excuses when it comes to black women. Oh, she too ugly to be violated. Yeah, that ugly woman, who wants to violate her? You know, they'll say that they make fun of our pain, you guys, right? But Miss Taylor, y'all can go into the story. Miss Reese Taylor, she was a married woman. It's like in 1944. Beautiful. She was 26 years old, and seven clear people. They was a gang. They mutilated her after they took advantage of her. They mutilated this woman. They didn't just take advantage of her body, but they mutilated her with any and everything they could stick up in her vagina, you guys. Yeah. She lived to tell her story, you guys, but y'all know she never did get justice. And she never did have any kids after that. She was not able to have any kids like that. But she just died maybe in the mid 2000s. Miss Reese Taylor just died, you guys. But maybe a few years before she died, the state offered her an apology, but they never did do anything to her offenders, you guys. Yeah. Anyway, so I'm gonna get on with the story. Hi, Arlita Jordan, Pinky the housewife, saying welcome to the book club. Please hit the like button. In potential was Cynthia Buchanan. Grand rising to all you queens. I'm gonna get on with that story. We're going on now. We're going to talk about Reese Taylor and the Daniel House, the men that take advantage of these black women. Then we're gonna go into the book reading because all that tie into the story. The past reflect the future. We're piggybacking off of when Jonah had got violated and Coach Day had stabbed her and left her to death. We're piggyback off of last week where Aunt Linda and Ellen was almost violated. Y'all know Officer Lightfoot stay in trouble. And just get this, Officer Lightfoot and Dave, the one that violated Coach Day, the one that violated Ijama, they brothers. And Officer Lightfoot just got beat up all while he was on the ship by these brothers because he wouldn't leave them black women alone. Woo-wee! Alita Jordan, hello, hello, hello. Grand Risings, everybody, and happy Sabbath. I just like to tell y'all, thank y'all for providing me money to go to Huntsville. It was nothing for no pleasure, you guys. My brother back in the hospital. I just did an overnighters. Yeah, he had surgery. I was there for the surgery. I was there through the recovery, came right back. But I gotta go back. I'm going back. I don't know when. He recovering right now, but I gotta go back. I got my sister and my brothers there by his bedside. But when I go back, go back there to stay. And then that was when I probably will put some boots on the ground to get y'all some tea from Huntsville when I go back. But this time just strictly for him when he had surgery. Y'all know it ain't but a 3-hour drive. I was talking to Pinky. We used 3 hours up just in the grocery store. So, it's not far, just 3 hours. All right, y'all. Thank y'all for everything that y'all do for me. Oh, yeah, y'all, I forgot to say this. Everything is alleged on this channel. Everything is for entertainment and educational purposes. Just my opinion, just my co-host and my titanian opinion. Thank you for the cash app. Thank you for the super sticker. Thank you for the new members and old members. And thank you guys for being here for me. Hey, I said what I said. Hello. Alita Jordan, Pinking and Housewife. I said what I said. Hey, Greta Lee. BT, can you put your P.O. box in the chat so I can order your books by mail? Greta Lee, this is how we do it. You email me, and then you email me, Greta Lee, and then what I do is send the books to you. All you got to do is email me, right? Email is blacktitanic65 at Yahoo. And then you give me your shipping address, and then I will send it to you. But I'll put the P.O. box in the chat though. All right. Yeah. Alita said that Miss Taylor was threatened with death if she spoke out. Her home was firebombed and her family was forced into hiding it.
Is that she was an unlisted passenger aboard the Titanic. She was traveling as a personal caregiver with a European contractor. April 1912, the Titanic hit an iceberg. I thought about jumping overboard, says Malinda, but I was too scared. Then I thought about sliding down the ropes, but oh my God, they were shooting and all black faces in sight, nor will they give us life jacket. Then the water forced me into the sea. I swam towards European lifeboat, but they pushed me away. Then a big, large wave grabbed me, and it forced me. It twisted me around like I was dancing. Of course, my ancestors continued to search. They used dancing to tell the stories. They told it through folklore. They told it through history. They danced and they danced. And they continued to search and search for me. But I remained lost at sea forever. But you know what? Our ancestors always come back to tell you can't keep our history hidden from us. When black women are violated or deleted from this earth, we don't get the publicity like other females do in other ethnic groups. We don't even get the same publicity as black men. Not to pit black men against each other, black men and black women against each other or divide us. We're united. We're in this together. This system is just rotten when it comes to dealing with the black race and the tragedy that happens to us. A lesson in courage. This is the violation of Reese Taylor's. She tells the story of a woman who fought. This woman was violated by multiple white men, right? And she's trying to tell her story. She's a married woman, very beautiful woman. Let's listen.
But her story teaches us a...
Sorry, you guys. A lesson to learn by A Lesson in Courage. The Reese
Betty, you won't find
Taylor
Reese
story.
Taylor's name in any of the history books, but her story teaches us a lesson in courage.
I can't help but tell the truth. What it done to me.
24-year-old Reese Taylor was walking home from church when she was brutally attacked.
After they got through mutilating her, they played in her body.
The suspects were never brought to justice because this happened in Alabama in 1944.
We're talking about 6 white boys who rape a black woman and think they can get away with it. I mean, we're dealing with these issues today.
Writer, director, and film producer Nancy Bursky decided to tell Reese's story after reading about it in this book.
I was so surprised to discover not only Reese Taylor's story, but the staggering number of rapes that had taken place in the Deep South during that period. These are hidden stories.
So we got these hidden stories in my book, right? Black Titanic, right? When we saw that Malinda, the attempted violation of Malinda and Ellen, but she had the brother Ernest and brothers David there. Thank God for them. But in Ijoma case, there was no one there to save her, no one to help her up on in the Black Titanic. And in fact, this coach was a pedophile, and he had bought a team with him, a made-up soccer team with him. And when they competed against that soccer team on that boat, y'all, this is stuff like that. It's based on a true story, but some stuff is just made up. But of course, the Reesa Taylor, this is a documentary. But I'm just saying the past reflects the future. The same element was on that boat, the Titanic, the same mental element. Black women was being attacked, and we have always been attacked. But everything is supposed to be kept secret. Everything is supposed to be kept hidden when it comes to us. I admire Reesa Taylor. She wouldn't shut up.
That need to be told, and I'll be forever committed to doing that.
Reesa was a sharecropper, a wife, and a mother at the time of her attack.
Rape is what happened to Reesa Taylor, and it's what she said happened to her. She spoke up about that. She had the courage to call it what it was, and so we felt we had to do the same.
Reesa was determined to seek justice, and the NAACP rallied around her. The civil rights group sent their chief rape investigator to Alabama. Her name was Rosa Parks. Reese's younger brother recounts how Parks was treated by local police during one.
Y'all know I was reading a document this week on Rosa Parks. Her house in Detroit was getting ready to be demolished. They uprooted that house, took it to Berlin, Germany, all the way to Germany, you guys. Oh, the house was worth millions of dollars, just the house itself, you guys. But that's where they took Rosa Parks' house. Anyway, that remind me of that.
One of her visits.
He bust in the house, grabbed Rosa Parks by the arm, and pulled her out on the porch and wouldn't allow her to come down the steps.
This case was ignored by the mainstream media. Only the African American press reported her story until now.
One of the things that happens as a result of our partnership is that people see it in communities.
Nancy teamed up with the nonprofit group Odyssey Impact to use the film as a catalyst for change around the issue of rape and racism.
It is a sensitive issue, but that's why it's even more important for us to have these conversations, but to do it in a very constructive way that can really help guide and support those who are directly impacted by the issue. We've created materials, written resources, tools that community leaders can use.
Until this becomes part of the conversation in a very normal way, people are still going to be afraid to speak up.
The film is now used as a teaching tool meant to create a positive social impact.
A lot of times people say, where do I start? And they can start right where they are.
If nothing else, if a movie like this empowers women to speak up and feel that they've got the comfort and love of other women around them, black and white, then I think we've done a good thing.
Now, Reesa finally got the apology she deserved from the state of Alabama in 2011. Now, Reesa died in 2017 before the documentary was released.
So, I still don't know why they never did.
You're on Democracy Now!, democracynow.org, The War and Peace Report. I'm Amy Goodman with Juan Gonzalez.
We turn now to a new film that looks at what happened in 1944 when a 24-year-old.
Miss Taylor tells her story.
I'm begging them to leave me alone. Don't shoot me. I got to go home to see about my baby. They wouldn't let me go. I can't help but tell the truth. What they done to me.
That was Reese Taylor herself describing what happened the night 6 white boys abducted and brutally raped her as she walked home from a church service in Abbeville, Alabama. After the men raped Taylor, they left her on the side of a deserted road where she was found by her father. This is another clip from the film, The Rape of Reese Taylor. This starts with her brother, Robert Corbett, followed by her sister, Alma Daniels. They explain what happened to Reese Taylor the night she was raped.
What they did to her. And you know, my sister didn't have any more kids after that. And never got pregnant after that. And they didn't only just have sex with her after they got through mutilating her. They played in her body.
I don't know if she was feeling pain or what. That was
That's
her
brother.
They kept her about 4 or 5 hours. Not in the woods. 7 guys one night.
7 men, y'all.
They said they wanted her to act just like she was going to be with her husband.
The boys had warned Taylor repeatedly that they would kill her if she spoke out. But despite the threats, Reese Taylor identified her rapists, though few women spoke up in fear for their lives. In fact, the rape of Black women by white men was so common in Jim Crow South that the NAACP had a chief rape investigator. That person was none other than Rosa Parks. When Rosa Parks went to interview Reese Taylor, we're talking 11 years before the Montgomery bus boycott, the local sheriff kept driving by the house and eventually burst in, threatening Rosa Parks with arrest if she didn't leave town. Parks left and then launched the Alabama Committee for Equal Justice for Mrs. Reese Taylor, triggering a movement to seek justice. Again, 11 years before Rosa Parks became that civil rights hero for refusing to give up her bus seat to a white man, launching the Montgomery bus boycott. For more, we're joined by Nancy Bursky, the producer and director of The Rape of Reese Taylor. And we're joined by Professor Crystal Feimster. She's an associate professor of African American Studies at Yale.
This story was ignored because she was a Black woman. Miss Taylor never would stop talking. So finally, the Black press got involved. Yeah, you're listening at Black Titanic, the Reese Taylor story.
That's what my work has focused on, that sort of longer history. And we can't think about the present.
Her name is Crystal Feimster, Yale University.
University, author of Southern Horrors, Women in the Politics of Rape and Lynching. Professor Feimster, could you talk about the role of the African-American press, papers like the Chicago Defender, the Pittsburgh Courier, the Baltimore Afro-American, that were really exposing a lot of what was happening in the Jim Crow South because they were in the North and were able to do that?
Right. The African-American press, of course, played a huge role in exposing white violence, particularly against African-American women and men throughout the Jim Crow South. Most often those stories were stories about rape were told through the stories about lynching, right? And that's what my work has focused on, that sort of longer history. And we can't think about the press and not think about Frederick Douglass's newspaper or Ida B. Wells's anti-lynching campaign and how Black folks have mobilized the press. I mean, we can think about in this current moment how folks mobilize social media as an outlet. But yes, African Americans and the Black press were key, not just to Reese's case, but to all the work that Black organizations like the NAACP were doing in the early 20th century. So yes.
Can you talk about what happened to her? What happened to Reese Taylor? The astonishing fearlessness after she's raped. And they tell her, we will kill you unless you promise not to say a word. She immediately spoke out. And talk about the investigations that led to over the decades. This story haunted Alabama for decades. And Then what happened in 2011 in the Alabama state legislature?
Right. So much of what we know about Racy Taylor and her case comes from Danielle McGuire's research for The Dark End of the Street, and also from what Robert Corbett.
Miss Crystal Filmstein, she's an author, you guys, and she talks about how Rosa Parks was almost violated, but she had to talk him out of it. But anyway, Rosa Parks was sent to help out Miss Taylor, right? But anyhow, Rosa Parks ended up, Miss Taylor's story ended up giving Rosa Parks courage to tell about her story as well.
Option.
Well, Nancy Bursky, in the film, you also include a letter from Rosa Parks where she talks about her an attempted rape against her by someone in 1931, much earlier.
Correct. She is a nanny in a white home, and of course, this happened frequently to nannies where, you know, the caretaker, I mean, she was the caretaker. So she is approached by a person in the neighborhood, and she persuades him not to rape her. This is what's extraordinary. She actually talks him out of it. And that letter reflects her ideology and what she basically says to him.
Let's go to that letter. Rosa Parks herself, the man whom she called Mr. Charlie, come into the house where she worked while the family was out for the evening. He has a drink, puts his hand on her waist, propositions her. This is the film.
I knew that no matter what happened, I would never yield to this white man's bestiality. I was ready and willing to die, but give any consent. Never.
So that's Parks, who goes on to write, if he wanted to kill me and rape a dead body, he was welcome, but he would have to kill me first.
You know, it's extraordinary when you think that even she didn't speak up immediately. This letter is written years after that incident took place, and she used it as an essay to convey what had happened to her to many more people and ideally empower other people to speak up finally. But that's an example to me of how difficult it was to speak up in those days. One of the reasons that we know so little about this entire, what I consider an epic history, is that the few women who spoke up, if they did speak up, it was often not reported. We didn't find out about it. You know, when lynching took place in the Deep South, that was meant to be visible. It was a tool of terrorism, and it was meant to tell people where their place was, Black African Americans. But women weren't treated the same way. They were raped also as a tool of terrorism, but it was also a rite of passage for a lot of these guys. And I mean, they had been brought up with a mentality that you have a right to do this. You have a right to take advantage of a Black woman's body. And so not only did the women not speak up, but neither did their husbands, because if their husbands fought back, they'd be lynched.
This is Daniel Holzblatt. Y'all remember Daniel Holzblatt? He is that officer who was a serial violator of Black women, and they stepped forward. This is him getting sentenced, the prosecution case. Daniel Holzblatt.
Count 28. Defendant is guilty of the crime of rape in the first degree.
He's the portrait of crushing contrast.
Count 30. Defendant is guilty of the crime of sexual battery.
A strapping, stoic Goliath of a man. The former police officer now reduced to the uncontrollable sobs of a frail child.
Punishment is set at 30 years. Punishment is set at 8 years. Punishment is set at 12 years. You will be remanded to the custody of the Oklahoma County Sheriff.
An astonishing 263 years behind bars, a sentence that rocked the nation and emotionally paralyzed the Holtzclaw family.
I wanted to see for myself, could my brother have done this? I wanted to know myself.
A policeman branded a predator who targeted the marginalized and the voiceless.
How do we call the police on the police?
Oklahoma City veteran sex crimes detective Kim Davis, now lauded as a tireless warrior for bringing down the 240-pound, 6'2" cop.
I'm not a hero. I just did my job.
It was June 2014. Holtzclaw headed home in his patrol car, but he had turned off his computer and GPS, and it's against protocol to shut down those functions. Holtzclaw pulled over 57-year-old Janie Liggins, a daycare worker who said she had been playing cards with friends.
He said he stopped me because he saw I was swerving. As he was patting me down, he said, I'll let you know if you got any illegal drugs on you.
Holtzclaw says she admitted to having taken a puff or two of weed, and he found hydrocodone pills in her purse.
I say, what? You ain't pull my pants down? He took his flashlight and shined it between my legs. And I'm like, so sir, you're not supposed to do this. That's when he unzipped his pants and took his genitals out. And he put his hands on top of his car. And he said, come on, I don't got all night. And I kind of gave him just a little bit of what he wanted.
Holtzclaw, finding no cause for arrest, let her go.
I just thank God I live to tell the story.
Janie immediately went to police and submitted to a sexual assault exam.
She had no reason to make it up. There was no motive. She wasn't getting out of a ticket. She wasn't getting out of an arrest. When he stopped me, he just made a big, big mistake.
The grainy surveillance video shows Holtzclaw's patrol car, lights flashing behind Liggins' red car.
I just went with my gut.
When Holtzclaw reported for duty the next day,
You have the right to remain silent.
detectives were waiting for him in the interrogation room, telling Holtzclaw they had incriminating video and DNA linking him to the crimes. Holtzclaw flatly denied the allegations, but the detectives kept the pressure on, confident they had a bad cop in the crosshairs.
On the video, are we going to see her?
Okay, these are the women that Holtzclaw violated. He violated lots of women, you guys. The lady in the middle is the elderly lady that was the first one that spoke out. She's the one that just got through talking where, he made her do oral sex. But yeah, this grandmother was brave. She spoke out. And then you had other young ladies that came forth, and he deliberately targeted the inner city, those women that he felt that would never report him because they had a record, you guys. Yeah. So this is oftentimes, like I said, this ain't no telling how many women he had violated. But that officer right there, you guys, they found DNA in his clothes and all over his thighs, right? And that DNA was of a underage girl. They would never say. That's what they got him on, that underage girl. But they wouldn't give her name. She must have been very, very young, because you can't. If they're children, you cannot report it unless the parents tell you can. So they did not. But anyway, you guys, my shirt came to go. Push through, you guys. Push through, because God says so. Because your higher power said so. But what I like right here, that diamond. Y'all see that diamond? That's at the end of the rainbow. You keep pushing through, you will come out shining. But anyway, that is it. We're going to move on into the story now. I'm trying to draw y'all into the story, right? Y'all remember we on that boat. We on the boat, y'all. Y'all remember that happened to Ijoma on that boat? That happened to Aunt Linda on that boat? That happened to Ellen on that boat? Okay, so I'm going to be starting on page 94 to 105, you guys. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the home of Black Titanic. Welcome to my first book club, you guys. Thank you guys for being here. I'm going and getting into the story now. Hey, Arlita Jordan, in for life. I said what I said. I just love that. I love to say that. I said what I said now. Oh boy, Melinda's gonna meet Joe. Boy, oh boy. And for lights, I said what I said. Arlita, Pinky is here. Wow, this is loading up, you guys. Yes. Thank y'all for being here. Greta Lee. Hey, Greta Lee says she remembered the story of Reese Taylor. Yeah, Greta Lee. That was sad, but that sister had resilience. That sister kept on fighting.
Malinda still remains an unsolved history. It's a cold case found. Oral history, as told by the elders, is that she was an unlisted passenger aboard the Titanic. She was traveling as a personal caregiver with a European contractor. April 1912, the Titanic hit an iceberg. I thought about jumping overboard, says Malinda, but I was too scared. Then I thought about sliding down the ropes, but oh my God, they were shooting and all black faces in sight, nor will they give us life jacket. Then the water forced me into the sea. I swam towards European lifeboat, but they pushed me away. Then a big, large wave grabbed me, and it forced me. It twisted me around like I was dancing. Of course, my ancestors continued to search. They used dancing to tell the stories. They told it through folklore. They told it through history. They danced and they danced. And they continued to search and search for me. But I remains lost at sea forever. But you know what? Our ancestors always come back to tell. You can't keep our history hidden from us.
Hey, happy Sabbath, everyone. This is Arthur Alma and Grand Rising. Well, today we are doing Black Titanic African Aboard, written by me about my great auntie Malinda, who perished aboard the Titanic. So I'm starting on page 94 at the top. But let me tell y'all, I'm just going to catch up. Y'all remember, we left off at Aunt Linda. They had announced her pre-wedding engagement party. Mom Annie had bought a cake down there in the big old gym decorated. Officer Lightfoot, y'all know he already had a busted lip from when David busted his lip. They arrested David for beating up on Officer Lightfoot because Officer Lightfoot was trying his best to get to the women's to violate them. So anyway, they end up finding David. They found David. They had put David in prison, but they had to go through a series of wars on that deck to get David. Remember, y'all? They had to do karate chops and everything else. Run through that on the second deck, which they was forbidden on second class and first class deck. So, but anyway, they rescued David, and then on top of that, that was when the celebration supposed to start with Malinda and Ernest. While Malinda was in the gym by herself down in the basement or the bowels of the Titanic in the gym, trying to decorate for her engagement party, Lightfoot came down there and tried to violate her. So Ernest walked in on him. He was choking Malinda. Remember, she said he was choking her, and then he had a belt where he said he was gonna hang Malinda. Ernest walked in on it. So this is where I'm starting on page upper page 94. You must have a death wish, Ernest yelled. We are not property, and my future wife is not yours to brutalize or dehumanize. He was angry. He hit Officer Lightfoot over and over and over. He broke his jaw. Overall, it was a sad story because Ernest started remembering the shame that his mom bare from the many nights that the slavers violated her. His mom, while he was beaten, he was saying, I haven't forgotten. I haven't forgotten. He can't forget because his sister Ellen looked white, y'all. Ellen come out looking like a white woman. Every time he look at his sister, it reminds him of when the slavers used to come into his mama's room. So Ernest snatched the belt from Officer Lightfoot. He placed it around his neck. He chokes him. Officer Lightfoot, he was choking the hell out of Officer Lightfoot. A few minutes later, Ellen and Miss Elizabeth entered the room. They were followed by Captain Smitty and several crewmen. They attacked Earnest. Oh, but not so fast. He gave them a good fight until a crewman just shot up in the air. Pow, 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 pow. At once, everybody calms down. Barely could talk. Officer Lightfoot was told the captain to arrest him. Arrest Ernest. I want Ernest arrested. This man tried to rob me. Whoa, immediately Ellen points at Malinda. Y'all know that was a lie. He wasn't trying to rob him. But immediately Ellen points at Malinda. Malinda had this look of fright on her face. She had a black eye, y'all. She had bruises all around her neck. Malinda told the captain that Officer Lightfoot tried to violate her. He beat me. He beat me, said Ernest. He was beating my woman. I was trying to protect my woman. She barely could talk while she was holding her hands across her throat. Oh, he beat me. Officer Lightfoot was choking me, y'all. He was choking me. He was gonna delete me. My man, my man was trying to protect me. Anyway, Officer Lightfoot told the captain that Malinda was lying. He said he was a Christian and had a perfect marriage. Yeah, lock him up, lock Ernest up until I figure out what to do with this boy. Just lock him up somewhere, said Captain Smitty. They locked Ernest in an abandoned cabin. In addition, it made everyone near it cough for all that smoke coming up, y'all. But anyway, while Officer Lightfoot was passing Malinda, he whispered in her ear, yeah, tomorrow. Yeah, girl, tomorrow your boyfriend's head will be decapitated. You just spoke destruction for everyone on this vessel, cried Malinda. My ancestors is protecting me, but you're not protected from the ancestors, said Malinda. Now moving on along, page 95, top of the page. However, Coach Dave decided he'll stay behind and look for Ijoma. Y'all remember Coach Dave? Coach Dave was the one that had violated Ijoma and left her for dead. Y'all remember he stabbed her, and then they had the game. Remember the game, y'all? They had that soccer game going on down there, and then they won the soccer game. The little boy Bonnier was who they kidnapped because Bonnier was the star of the soccer team. In addition, Bonnier is going to bodyguard Ijoma. All right, so let's get it. However, Coach Dave decided he'll stay behind and look for Ijoma. He was obsessing with her beauty and had become her stalker. He climbed down a ladder which led to the steerage. He searched many cabins until Bunyel saw him. Still recovering from the injuries inflicted by the white team, he volunteered to watch out for Ijoma when Ernest and David wasn't available. So Bunyel, her teammate, the boy, yeah, he wanted to watch out for Ijoma. They had to take turns, because this pedophile wanted to get to her. Of course, Coach Dave looks fearful when he saw Bunyel. He was standing by Ijoma's door with his shirt off. Dave noticed his muscle body. So Dave coming down the hallway think he gonna get to Ijoma. But he ran into Bunyel, that teenager standing up there with all the muscles on his hand. You ain't nothing but a creep, that's all, old man. Bunyel added. You ain't nothing but a creep. You a creep. He didn't hesitate to throw blows at him. Of course, Coach Dave's got one hell of a surprise when he realized that Bunyel had pro fighting training. Bunyel was a kickboxer, y'all. His footwork was explosive. Then Dave threatened to have Bunyel deleted or beat to death. You're a weak savage, that's all you is, screamed Bunyel. You would never violate another black girl. You weak, you weak, you weak. Without a doubt, his soccer instincts kicks in. With great speed, he uses his scissor move. He takes his feet and flip the coach to the ground. Get off of me! Get off of me, ninja! Get off of me! Coach Dave yelled as he struggled to free himself. Then he finally broke loose. He attempted to run. Coach Dave tried to run down that hallway. He's trying to get away from that teenager. He's tired of getting beat by Bunyel. But Bunyel kicked him in the hind leg. He falls. He fell. Of course, Bunyel drags him down the corridor. I can't wait to have you hung. I can't wait to have you hung. Dave screamed. However, Bunyel is enraged at his cold-heartedness. He stays silent as he takes his feet and kicked him in the ribs. Dave's rib cage was crushed and his lungs collapsed. He passed while Ijoma and her grandma Annie, get this now, they observed him take his last breath. The notion that Coach Dave had violated Ijoma got no sympathy from nobody, y'all. Not one person. Wrapping up and throw this creep overboard. Did you hear me? Throw this creep overboard. Just wrap it up, Mama Annie, yeah. That's Ijoma's grandma. She turned to her granddaughter. She stretches her arms out and she gives her the biggest hug. She hugged her granddaughter. Oh, grandmama, I've learned to appreciate life, Ijoma told her grandmama. And while she wiped tears, I learned, grandmama, I'm just so grateful, grandma. I learned to just appreciate life. Without a doubt, rumors spread quickly through the steerage about the fight, and 4 Aboriginal males arrived with Bunyel parents, Ogogo and Nkosi. Dave defeated himself with his evil ways, said Nkosi That's Bunyell dad, Bunyell, and the girl dad, y'all. He defeated himself with his evil ways, said Nkosi to his son. What's more, you sure did throw some forceful blows, son. I'm proud of my son. He was proud because his son did his job. He understood the assignment. He protected each other. In fact, yeah, then Dave, wait a minute. Dave, of course, was lying in the center of the floor, y'all, while everyone observes him changing colors. First, he turned blue. Then he turned black. In fact, he was taken out by 4 aboriginals. They dumped his corpse straight into the ocean. Meanwhile, Malinda and Ellen walked back to the storage. The gym was where everyone congregated, y'all. The entire atmosphere was filled with tension. I want to thank everyone who assists me during this tragedy situation with Coach Dave. Thank y'all. Thank y'all for assisting me. Y'all know about the tragedy situation with Dave. Y'all know what he did to my granddaughter. And I want to thank a special thank to my hero, that teenager Bunyell. He stood up and protected the black woman. Oh, you stood up, Bunyell. I'm proud of you. You're my hero, and you protected the black woman. She gave him the biggest hug. Oh, yeah. It makes my Zulu blood boils whenever I think about that colonizers aboard the Titanic. They violate our women and children, and some of them are serial. Bunyell replied. Then Malinda leaps up. She yells, aboard the Titanic, aboard the Titanic. I'll nurse these families back to health. I've done everything. All they have did is just humiliated me. I did all I can for these old low-down people. I've been bullied by white women. I've been called dehumanizing name. And you name it on it. I've been violated. You name it on this boat. Everything that happened to me and the women on this boat. From this day on, no one will speak about the private matters concerning the African descended passenger aboard the ship. Race must come first, said Nkosi. Then they noticed a handsome male passenger from Haiti walking into the meeting with a fat white lady in their mulatto hats. Circulating rumors was that the Haitian came from a royal background. His name was Joseph LaRue. His uncle Jean LeConte led a successful revolution in 1908. Jean LeConte went into exile in Jamaica. He returned years later with an organized military force, and they beat the hell out of there and gained their independence. Haiti did. Haitian royalty, page 97. However, this is about now this is Joseph LaRue, y'all. He is documented. He's documented on the boat, right? But this right here, Haitian royalty, I'm just telling y'all a little bit more about Joseph LaRue. Hello. Joe marrying his colonizer daughter must be heartbreaking for his pro-black families. Now, y'all, this part right here is just based on reality, but it's got some fiction in it, okay? I just made up a love story. Haitian royalty. However, Joe marrying his colonizer daughter must be heartbreaking for his pro-black family. After all, his ancestors went through horrific mistreatment. These same colonizers who view blacks as uncivilized are the ones who make their living by robbing the land of all its mineral, by stealing it and murdering natives, African Haitians, up its resources. In the end, it makes no difference that Joe was royalty because he was limited to the steerage with the rest of the black faces. Then Ernest turned to Joe. He said, hey, Joe, hey, bro, we need your help now. How can we fight against our enemy? He hesitated to speak as he looked at his European wife, Julianne. She said, oh, baby, I'm pregnant and don't do anything that would get you killed. Now, don't be listening to these Negroes down here. I'm pregnant. She cries at her husband. She cries as her husband, Joe, spoke. Our people have suffered so much from the white colonizers, but all of them aren't racist. You just suffer. You young kids are just suffer, said Mom Annie. You must remember the days of the old. You forgot. You don't remember all the millions of Haitian families dying from the hands of your white people? How you gonna forget that? How you gonna forget how they come over there and just destroyed all your people and took your land? Of course, Joe was out of touch with his heritage. At age 15, he was sent to France due to his cultural heritage, and after he graduated from college, he was supposed to come back to Haiti and marry a Haitian girl. Oh, Joe two-time as well as help build the country. In between his many journeys to Haiti, he met a beautiful chocolate sister named Nadia. Now he met a sister over there named Nadia. They both were from Cape Haitian, northern Haiti, and was affiliated with families members who helped lead the Haitian Revolution. So they had a lot in common. Their both family was military warrior, yeah. But Joe noticed her doing one of the voodoo ceremonies. He was impressed of her beauty and her spirituality. It's truly an honor to meet you, says Joe as he approached her after the ceremony. They both bonded over the understanding of the oppression which led to the success of the Haitian Revolution. They had so much in common, so both had accepted the concept of being together for the rest of their lives. While the long-distance relationship wasn't easy, because remember, he was studying in France and she still was in Haiti. Nadia loved, respect, and trusted Joe. Oh, girl, Joe done two-time you, girl. She had butterflies, just the thought of him coming home for friends. As they walked hand in hand on the beach, Joe knelt. He asked her to marry him. He made it clearly to her that graduation was in 6 months, which the world, he was going to be an engineer, and the marriage would be shortly after he graduated. As the relationship progressed, Nadia planned for the wedding. Oh, Lord, but y'all know he over there two-timing with her with Juliet. Oh! Meanwhile, and back in France, Joe was hired to deliver wine to restaurants and stores. Sometimes his boss daughter, Julianne, would linger around the wine cellar just staring at him. I guess he thought, what, you ain't never seen a black person before? She was shy and never said a word. One day, Joe sparks up a conversation with her. It quickly became the romance of the forbidden fruit, the early 1900s, a black man and Esau. It was devastating to Julianne's family, which she was rejected. Her dad wanted her to break off that relationship. So she was disowned by her family and reduced as a ninja lover in her community. The experience committed an unflattering experience for both. So Joe packed up and said, let's go to Haiti. I can't take this racism no more. Now, he going to Haiti with this white girl. He had to face his fiancee, Nadia. Yeah, oh, he gonna bring this white woman. A white woman? A white woman? You have defiled the entire island. Why are you bringing this devil over here? Nadia shouted at him. She was angry. She turned away in disgust. She rushed into her grandmama hut. Just disgusted. Grandmama, I hate him. Oh, grandmama, I hate him, grandmama. I just hate that man, grandmama. He has embarrassed me. Our wedding is already planned. Now I got to tell everybody I'm not getting married. I got to tell everybody the wedding is off. I hate him. Oh, now, baby, yeah, darling. But only a foul monster would do this to you. He's foul. He's a foul monster, said Grandmama, as she set up her ancestral altar. Setting that altar up, she's putting the candles and saints and pictures. She speaks. Oh, they start dancing. They were dancing. Nadia and Grandma started dancing around the altar. They dance until the spirit just took over their bodies. The spirit. Then Grandmama draws a sacred symbol into the dirt floor. Wow, she goes into a deep trance. She speaks. Joseph Fate. Oh, this is what I see, Joseph Fate. I see Joseph Fate is deaf. Oh, these great spirits. These spirits is showing me that karma is going to hit him. His fate is death. These spirits. And then that white woman that he got. She going to be tired and wore down, darling. That's what the spirit, that's what the ancestors is showing me. Oh, this woman. She gonna be tired. She gonna grieve and suffer forever because Joseph's faith is gonna be deaf. So count your blessing, granddaughter. You don't want to go back with him. He's gonna go back. You can't go back with him because the spirit is showing me his future. So in Haiti, the voodoo was common. Voodoo means spirit. It is the oldest spiritual practice in the universe. It is seen in movies and read in books as the work of the devil and to control. It is so it can control the African mind through religion. Now the community began showing its disdain towards Joe and his gal. They threatened to overthrow the uncle who was the president of Haiti at the time unless he sent them away. You got to get off the island with this. She can't live over here. Ultimately, they were forced to leave and board the Titanic. Well, they were forced to leave. They left. They went back to London. Then they come back. After everything is going to die down, Mom sent for him and said he can come back. What's more, the three richest white men in America was on the vessel. One of them take people land. They're known as minings and melting tycoons. Another rich and powerful so-called businessman make his living by destroying forests in the hunt for beavers and furs. So that's how they got they riches, through killing and stealing those rich men on board the Titanic. All right. Meanwhile, on page 2. Meanwhile, yes. So the past reflect the future, you guys. Black women are being violated and seems like nobody cares, you guys. Yeah. Let me put up this banner. We have so much black violence towards us. I mean, and I'm just thinking about it. If you guys ever see the missing children, especially if they're women's, they are often ignored. So this is a domestic violence statistic now. This is Sources National Coalition Against Domestic Violence. 20 people abused per minute by intimate partners. Yeah. 1 in 4 women experience severe violence. 1 in 7 women have been stalked. There are daily calls to violence on hotlines. 20,000, y'all. 20,000. 1 in 5 women has been violated in their lifetime. 72% of murders, suicide involved in intimate partners. So we can look at this statistic and we can say that, maybe almost half of it is with black women. But the statistic, when it comes to black women, they say that black women fail to report like the other women do. Because the message have been sent in the society that, they don't care. And we internalize that message. Oh boy. Anyway, so those black women that was and I admire their strength for coming forth. Yeah. So that's the end of it, you guys. The past reflect the future. So many of our women's are being violated. And not only being violated that way, we would talk about the mental abuse that we see so often. Mental abuse. Like let's just go to Love and Marriage Huntsville. We just watched this extreme mental abuse with Miss Fletcher, right? That was pure mental abuse that this man took this woman through. So y'all stay tuned. I will be sending you guys some more pre-recorded sometime this week for members only. But let me just say, I said what I said first they violated us. Now we are violating ourselves. That's what she says. Who said that again? Said that, yes, Black Titanic, dear. That same wonderful information some people don't know about. Pinky said it's 28. Thanks, Pinky. 28 likes with 13 watching. Oh, well, that's even better. Our leader, now Ashley Burson, beautiful. Our leader, Jordan. She checked out my little grandbaby. The reading is so beautiful. So beautiful. Look at the child. Blessing. Yeah, they had to pass those. She will be the next. When I'm dead and gone, she can pass this story out. Y'all know we have to leave nuggets to our children, for a generation to come. They keep learning. And, oh yeah, our leader. So those of you that sent me gifts, thank y'all for the gifts. You know who you are. I know y'all don't like to be called out. I have received my gifts from you guys. Thank you guys. I got my gifts out of the PO box, yeah, and UPS. So thank you for that. Our leader, this reminds me of when the Vietnam soldier told the black, yeah, I remember the soldiers to go home. This is not their fight. Yeah, it wasn't our fight. We're over here being discriminated against. We'll go over there to keep them in power. But anyway, that's another story. So in for life, who said that? Nosy Rosie. Nosy, I was going to ask you something. I saw another Nosy Rosie, but she was a content creator. I don't know, is that you or just somebody else with your name? She was just Nosy Rosie. And then I said, no, it wasn't Nosy Rosie Grant, but there's another, it's a content creator named Nosy Rosie. Is that you? It don't have Grant on the outside. Thank you for being here, Pinky. Y'all know that she is a content creator. She is sick. Pinky supposed to have surgery yesterday, you guys, but they canceled the surgery. Whoever they had ahead of her was very, very ill, or some kind of complication had went, so she wasn't able to have her surgery. So she'll tell y'all about it when she get a chance. So anyway, we're gonna be praying for you that healing takes place for you, Miss Pinky. And okay, I think I got everybody who said that. Arlita Pink, a cultural news influencer. All righty, welcome, cultural news influencer. I like that. Are you a content creator? In for life. Said what I said. Arlita, Greta Lee. I'll be checking the email, okay? I'll check the email. I mean, I don't know if I owe you a book or what. Just put it in the chat or email me. If you already sent the $15, I'll go ahead on and mail the box. So when you email me, you got my email, Greta Lee? It's blacktitanic65@yahoo.com, right? It's just my name. Hey, Miss Hill. Yeah, that reminds me. I just had one to speak on that. The other lady that was one of Mr. Holtzclaws, that officer who is a habitual serial offender. One of the ladies, her last name was Hill. She said that he had caught her with some drugs, right, y'all? So he arrested her. But then he chained her on the bed, chained her to the bed in the emergency room and violated her. So she came forth too, and they had his DNA on her, cause on her also. That girl was brave. So I'm just so happy. We have to tell our own story, ladies. Any type of violence that happens to us, we have to tell our stories, or nobody else will not tell your story. And I'm just gonna say this, y'all see what it say. Just push through, you guys, because God says so. Yes. Anyway, I'm going to end this. I'm going to say goodbye and love y'all. Love y'all so much. Thank y'all for being here, right? Thank y'all. So y'all know I did go to Huntsville overnight and came back. It was not. It was an emergency. This situation with my brother in the hospital is not no leisure stuff where I'm going out trying to get news. But I still thank y'all for helping me out. Those that help with gas money to get there, I thank y'all. So when I do really go back, I'm gonna stay for a while because he's gonna be recovering, and I have to be there to be with him. And then I can take time and maybe find y'all some tea, some stories. All right, bye, y'all. Thank you so much. You're watching every Saturday book club. African Americans on board. This book. Y'all know I got my children book. It's called Hickory Hood Village. I gotta show that. I have to cover her up. Yes, the Thug's Passion. My tale is the Thug's Passion and Angels and Time of Trouble. And keep this book. I sell out of those, y'all. The books where I had those visions with these angels or ancestors always giving me visions, I sell out of those. I don't have any more of those, but I'm gonna order some more. So you guys want the Thug's Passion, or if you want this one right here, I don't have any more of those. I have to have my printer print those out. But I do have available these two. Oh, I'm like my tail got the book upside down. All right, bye, y'all. Love y'all. Have a great day. Enjoy your Sabbath. Bye, Pinky. Bye.